You ever get that gut feeling that something just isn't right? That's exactly what's floating around the Cowboys fan base right now. Practice was supposed to be just another day to sharpen up, to build chemistry, to get in rhythm before the season opener, but instead, we're talking about who didn't practice. And not just anybody. We're talking about Micah Parsons. That's right. Number 11 showed up to the facility, suited up, and stood on the sideline. Didn't take a single snap. Didn't participate in a single drill. And if you're a Cowboys fan, that should raise some serious eyebrows. Now, I know some folks will brush it off. Oh, it's just one practice, or he's managing his body, or they're just being cautious. But let's be real. This is not just any player. This is the face of your defense. This is the guy who's supposed to be hunting Jalen Hurts in week 1. And yet, here we are, talking about practice. Or more accurately, the lack of it. Allen Iverson once made headlines by going off about practice. Well now, Cowboys Nation is asking why is our best player not taking part in it? And while Micah was sidelined, guess who was out there having a grand old time? Stephen Jones, laughing it up on the field, posing for pictures with players in the background including Micah. And that image right there, it just doesn't sit well. It screams disconnect. It screams like something's brewing behind closed doors. Look, I'm not saying panic yet, but I am saying pay attention, because these are the little warning signs that usually turn into something much bigger. If this is tied to the contract situation, then it's more serious than just a rest day. So here's the question I've got for you. Do you think Micah Parsons skipping practice is a red flag? Let me know what's going through your mind right now. Hit the comments and sound off. And while you're here, do me a quick favor, smash that like button if you're riding with the Cowboys no matter what, and subscribe so we can hit our goal of 16,000 strong. So while Micah Parsons was making headlines by not practicing, the Cowboys front office made news of their own with a couple of surprising roster cuts that left fans scratching their heads. I'm talking about Matt Veletsko and Paris Campbell, to names that might not be superstars, but still, cutting both at this stage of camp, that's bold. Let's start with Matt Veletsko. This guy has been something of a long-term project for Dallas. A big, athletic tackle with raw potential who's been hanging around the roster for a while now. The team clearly believed in his upside, but apparently that belief has run dry, because out of nowhere, they just decided to move on. No fanfare, no warning, just done. And honestly, it's kind of shocking. Not because he was lighting it up in practice or anything, but because of how much time and investment they had already poured into developing him. This was a guy the Cowboys kept around through injuries, through inconsistency, through reps where you weren't even sure he belonged on an NFL field. And now, poof, he's gone. And then there's Paris Campbell. Remember him? Former Eagle, brought in with some hope that he could contribute as a rotational piece, maybe even surprise some folks. But his time in Dallas felt like a whisper. No standout moments, no buzz, just a body on the roster. So in his case, maybe the writing was already on the wall. But again, the timing is what makes it strange. It's like the Cowboys are suddenly clearing the decks. For what, though? Maybe this is about making room for veteran depth. Maybe it's about sending a message that nobody's job is safe. Or maybe it's just desperation creeping in. So I'll ask you, were you surprised by either of these cuts? Would you have held on to Veletsko just a bit longer? Or do you think it was the right move? Drop your take in the comments. I read everyone. And if you think this Cowboys roster still needs some serious tweaking before week 1, hit that like button and be sure to subscribe. We're on the road to 16,000 subscribers, and I want you to be part of it. Now let's flip the script to a bit of good news, or at least what we hope turns out to be good news. The Cowboys are bringing back a familiar face, La'el Collins. That's right, the veteran offensive lineman is back in the building. And if you've been following the Cowboys long enough, you already know the name. Collins has history here. He's not some fresh rookie learning the ropes. He's a guy who's been in the trenches. He's protected Dak. He knows the playbook, or at least he did. But here's where it gets interesting. La'el Collins isn't just coming back to fill a seat. He's coming in as a legit depth piece who can play either guard position and swing out to tackle if needed. And after seeing some shaky moments along the offensive line lately, the signing might be more than just nostalgic. It might be necessary. Reports say Collins has looked solid in his workouts. Strong, quick on his feet, moving like a guy who still has juice in the tank. Last year he spent some time with the Buffalo Bills, but never really found his groove there. Now, He's got a shot at redemption in a place that knows what he can do if he can stay healthy and if the rust isn't too thick. The question is, can he make an actual impact? Is this just a depth move, or are the Cowboys hoping Collins can step in and play meaningful snaps if someone goes down? Because let's be honest, when Tyron Smith's name is on your depth chart, you better have backup plans ready. And if the front office is cutting guys like Velasco to make room, it tells me they're expecting Collins to be more than just a camp body. So let me ask you, how do you feel about Lyle Collins coming back to Dallas? Are you optimistic? Or do you think this move is more about scrambling than strategy? Sound off in the comments with a quick yes or no. Should Collins be a starter if someone gets hurt? And hey, if you think bringing in experienced vets is the smart move, hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed. We're building something strong here at Cowboys News TV. So now we get to the part where things really start to boil over. Because while Cowboys fans are stressing about Micah Parsons not practicing, Jerry Jones decided to pour gasoline on the fire with a few of his classic comments once. That left more questions than answers. When asked about Micah's contract situation, Jerry went full Jerry, and if you've followed this team long enough, you know exactly what I mean. He started off with a comparison that's already got fans rolling their eyes. He brought up Emmitt Smith, said it lasted into the third game with Emmitt Smith, and we won the Super Bowl that year. That's his way of saying, hey, don't panic. We've been here before, but come on, Jerry, that was 30 years ago. This isn't the 90s anymore. The game is faster, players are different, and letting your best defender sit out this close to week one just doesn't feel like championship strategy. Then Jerry added another layer. He said, what you don't know is what I offered him, and it's a hell of a lot more than you think I did. Now the part is important, because it tells us two things. One, he's made a serious offer. Two, the negotiation is clearly not going well, and instead of letting it quietly play out behind the scenes, Jerry's out here making sure everyone knows that he reached out. But here's where it gets murky. He refuses to give specifics, said it's not appropriate to share details, but insists he's doing everything he can. Classic Jerry move, just enough to stir the pot without giving anything real away. Meanwhile, Micah's camp stays silent, and fans are stuck in the middle, trying to make sense of it all. So here's the $1,000,000 question. Do you think Jerry's helping or hurting this negotiation? Is this just his style, or is he making it worse? Hit the comments and let me know. And if you believe the Cowboys have to lock up Micah Parsons before the season starts, drop a quick sign him down below. And as always, help us grow the community. Smash that like button and subscribe to be part of our push to 16,000 subscribers. Alright, now take a deep breath with me, because we're only about a month away from the season opener, and if you're anything like me, you're feeling more anxious than excited right now. The Cowboys are heading into what should be a make or break year. Expectations are sky high. The defense is supposed to be elite. The offense has talent across the board. But instead of building momentum, we're watching things slowly unravel, and the season hasn't even started yet. Micah Parsons isn't practicing. His contract situation feels like a ticking time bomb. Jerry Jones is making cryptic comments in the media, and the front office is making late roster cuts and signings like they're still trying to figure things out. Does that sound like a team ready to take on the Eagles in week one? Let me be blunt, it's hard to have confidence right now. Not because the Cowboys don't have talent. They absolutely do. But the energy just doesn't feel right. It's scattered. And in the NFL, momentum matters. Chemistry matters. Having a clear direction matters. And the vibe right now is anything but focused. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not throwing in the towel. I'll be screaming at the TV with my Cowboys gear on when that ball kicks off. But I'm also realistic. If the leaders in the building don't get a grip now, this season could slip away before it even gets rolling. And trust me, we've seen that movie before. So what about you? Are you still confident in this team heading into week one? Or are you getting that sinking feeling that things are off? Drop your answer in the comments. I want to hear what you see that maybe the media is not talking about. And if you're sticking with the Cowboys no matter how rough it gets, let's show it. Tap that like button and subscribe right now to join the Cowboys News TV family. We're building something real here, 16,000 strong and counting, and we want fans like you with us every step of the way.